calling a public hearing to order to consider the petition of Pepos Express for approval of the annexation of approximately 1.76 acres into the village of Gurnee. The subject property is located at the northeast corner of Washington Street and Hunt Club Road, or more specifically at 16962 and 16944 West Washington Street. I remind you, this is a public hearing. Who's going to present? Pat?
You need to swear in anybody?
Oh,
Yeah, anyone that might be testifying, is if you raise your right hand, you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
all right, we have to take a roll.
Okay.
All right. Roll call, please.
Thorstensen.
Here.
Ross.
Here.
Garner.
Here.
O'Brien.
Present.
Bomas.
Present.
Hood. All present.
All right, we have a quorum, we have public hearing. Now, who's going to present?
Okay, I'll give you a quick run through here. As the mayor stated, Pepos is here looking to annex approximately 1.76 acres into the village of Guernie at the northeast corner of Washington and Hunt Club, and also assemble this with about a half acre of property that's already in the village of Guernie, rezone the entire site to C2, community commercial, and secure a special use permit to allow the establishment and operation of a tunnel car wash. The matter before you tonight is the annexation agreement of the unincorporated portion of the site. The main purpose of the annexation agreement is to provide blanket cross-access easement on the surrounding properties. So when they develop in the future, you can have both vehicular and pedestrian traffic interconnect between the sites, and then also prohibit certain uses on the site that are high traffic generators. As you know, that intersection there of Washington and Hunt Club is a pretty busy intersection. The draft comp plan shows commercial, which is consistent with the requested zoning. You've got commercial or multifamily along three sides of it. The single family to the east that fronts on Washington Street. The draft comp plan recognizes this in the future as office, and that residential is an appropriate long-term use for those lots. So you had a pretty detailed memo from Tracy Velcover, our planning manager. I'll just hit a few highlights of the proposal. Two access points for the site, both right in, right out, one off Washington, one off of Hunt Club. About a 7,600 square foot car wash building, primarily stone, brick veneer, aluminum composite paneling, 7 employee parking spots, 28 vacuum stalls, 3 stacking pay lanes located west of the car wash building, can accommodate a total of 21 cars, 8 foot tall solid fiberglass fence along the north and east property lines, operating hours of 7 a.m. to 9 p.m., 7 days a week, and then a maximum of 5, minimum of 3 employees on site at any one time. So, as I said, Planning and Zoning Board reviewed this at their March 4th meeting and is forwarding a unanimous favorable recommendation. Again, tonight the Village Board is considering the annexation agreement. If that moves forward, then we'll have the actual annexing and the rezoning at the next Village Board meeting.
Thank you, Pat. I don't think there's been any question that the village has anticipated annexing this property. I will open the floor for public comment at our public hearing, which there is no public. Any questions from the trustees? All right, do I have a motion? Oh, Trustee Bomas?
Just a quick question. I noticed that the intersection is supposed to be worked on in 2022, but you're going to proceed with this now?
But we're not, they're leaving room for the sidewalk and bike path.
No, I realize that.
They're not gonna build that now.
But that's going to take a hit during construction. And we're consciously aware of all of that. Okay. Just having been in business and knowing construction, that's a hit. So, okay. That's all I,
All right, so do I have a
I'll make a
motion to
motion.
recommend it to the regular?
recommend to go into.
All right, motion from Trustee Bomas, second from Trustee Garner?
Yep.
Okay, motion,
Who was
second by
the sec-
Trustee
who-
Garner.
Oh, okay.
All right, roll call, please.
Thorstensen.
Yes.
Ross.
Aye.
Garner. O'Brien.
Aye.
Bomas.
Aye.
Hood. 5 ayes, 1 abstain.
All right, the recommendation carries. And there's nothing else on our public hearing docket, so do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Motion by trustee O'Brien, second by trustee Thorstensen. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We'll be back together in 10 minutes. Hello. All right, I guess we can probably get started here. All right, I'd like to call the Gurnee Village Board regular meeting of April 20th, 2020 to order. Roll call, please, Donna.
Thorstensen.
Here.
Ross.
Here.
Garner.
Here.
O'Brien.
Present.
Thomas.
Present.
Hood.
Here.
All present.
All right, motion carries. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. All right, good evening. As our new normal continues, Jack is going to give us an update under report, so I'm going to skip that part, our COVID update for now. And I'll move on to approval of the consent agenda as presented. Motion by
Second.
trustee Balmas, second by trustee O'Brien. Roll call, please, Donna.
Thorstensen. Ross.
Aye.
Garner. O'Brien.
Aye.
Thomas.
Aye.
Hood.
Yes.
All ayes.
All right. Motion carries. Patrick, please read the consent agenda into the record.
Item number 1, approval of the minutes from the April 6, 2020 Village Board meeting. Item number 2, approval of ordinance 2020-28, authorizing execution of a one-year contract with Elegio Energy LLC for the provision of 100% renewable electricity for the Village of Gurnee's electrical aggregation program under a ComEd price match program. Item number 3, approval of ordinance 2020-29, annexing and rezoning property located at 35374 Juniper Street. Item number 4, approval of ordinance 2020-30, annexing and rezoning property located at 35373 North Spruce Street. Item number 5, approval of ordinance 2020-31, tolling certain deadlines for village permits and licenses for liquor licenses, taxi drivers, and companies and commercial solicitation permits due to the COVID-19 virus. Item number 6, approval of annual performance bonus, April 5th, 2019 through April 5th, 2020, of 10% for village administrator. Item number 7, approval of payroll for period ending April 10th, 2020 in the amount of $825,189.75. Item number 8, approval of bills for period ending April 20th, 2020 in the amount of $1,603,692.52.
Thank you, Patrick. Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda? Motion by trustee Garner, second by trustee Ross. Roll call, please, Donna.
Thorstensen.
Yes.
Ross.
Aye.
Garner.
Aye.
O'Brien.
Aye.
Thomas.
Aye.
Hood.
Yes.
All ayes.
All right, we'll move, motion carries. We'll move on to petitions and communications. For the sake of brevity, I'm not going to read it into the record, but we have a proclamation designating April 24th, 2020 as Arbor Day in the Village of Gurnee. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Motion by
Second.
trustee Garner, second by trustee Thorstensen. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, it'll be Arbor Day, April 24th. Not on the agenda, but Jack and I had a conversation earlier, and there was a Daily Herald report that I felt was a little out of context. So I did ask Jack just to give us an update on what our positive COVID-19 tests are for our residents. So Jack, it's all yours.
Sure, thank you, Mayor. I just wanted to give this chance to talk a little bit about the Lake County COVID dashboard for those who may not be aware. It is available both on our website and on Lake County government's website too, lakecountyillinois.gov/coronavirus. So available here. This dashboard does show confirmed cases. It is updated daily between 4 and 6 p.m. Looking at the map, it is based on cases per 10,000 residents. So you can see in Lake County for confirmed cases, the city of Waukegan does have 595 to 599 cases. If we look then at Gurnee specifically, we are in between the 80 to 84 cases. So from a Lake County perspective, here, let me just reload this map. You can see our shading is a lighter color, so that was a misrepresentation of the communities listed. We were the second highest number of cases, but in a cases per 10,000 resident, we are lower than communities such as Zion and North Chicago, Highland Park, to name a few. Just some information too about this site. It is something that's interesting to track. As we look at cases in Lake County, one of the focuses of the calls right now is looking to see if this curve is going to slow down. And what we've started to see is right around predicted April 18th, which is projected to be the peak of number of deaths and cases per day. We are starting, and we'll kind of be able to see today and then continuing on, if this trend does slow down and we see a rounding of the curve. So essentially this exponential growth that happened for a period of about a month will start to slow down as more, or as fewer and fewer cases are reported in Lake County. So this site's helpful. A couple of other information that's out there if you're not aware too. When you look at the ages of confirmed cases in Lake County, the largest number of cases are 20 to 39-year-olds. And if you look, the 80 and older is a small number of total cases. It's same between male and female, and then there's further demographics too available on this website as well. So that's kind of the update of where cases are trending in Lake County and the clarification on that report.
Is that Trustee Ross?
When you list Guernie, does that list all Guernie mailing addresses, or does it separate out those that are in Lake County and list them separate?
And it doesn't. So it is by essentially zip code. So as you can see too, it does extend further here a little bit into parts that are unincorporated.
Thank you.
But it doesn't count what we're transporting from the North Shore testing site.
It's by where the address of the individual
Okay,
lives.
okay.
So if
All
they get tested out of state or somewhere else, it would still register as a
Okay.
Guernie resident.
All right, I was kind of guessing this morning. Thank you very much. So just that little tiny, almost curvature shows that social distancing and face masks and washing hands, that we're all contributing to keeping our first responders safe and our healthcare workers safe by staying home. We have gotten some emails and phone calls that some people are disturbed about those that shop without a mask. And then there's plenty of emails where people think we're being too strict already. But I did talk to staff this morning about whether we want to make masks mandatory. And there's a lot of pros and cons to that, and that we would have to think through. But I really need each of the trustees to individually let either me or Pat know, just a text, what your thoughts are, because I've already got staff kind of working and thinking it through. But it certainly would be a big step for us, considering the amount of shoppers that we do have as a regional shopping destination. A lot of these are not our residents, so I really want us to think about that. And obviously, we want to protect everybody too, but it's a guidance now. For us to make it mandatory, it's got some considerations, so.
So Mayor?
Yes.
So that's mandatory masks?
Yeah, it would be making masks mandatory if you're shopping in Guernie or dining in Guernie or doing anything. I mean, what we've seen is, you exempt when you're riding in a car and different things. I mean, Brian would come up with, and it would come to the board, obviously, but, it takes resources to research anything right now, and we've got limited resources. We don't, the executive order expires April 30th. The governor has hinted at what he may or may not do. I don't know if you guys join the twice-a-week calls or not, or if you're watching the press conference every day. He's kind of putting little hints in there during the Q&A. He may follow Wisconsin and go to the end of the month. It may be May 15th, or maybe he doesn't extend it at all. It really depends on what Jack was just showing you with that curve. He has been very clear that he's putting the weight of the decision based on the data and the science and not the politics, which I appreciate. But we will reopen at some point, so we did talk this morning. A few of the department heads and I talked about what will that look like. We do have the roadmap from the White House of the different phases. What are some things we need to be prepared? What do we need to do to work with our business community? so that when we are ready to reopen, that it's safe. And it's safe for our residents, and it's safe for our first responders, and it's safe for our healthcare workers. So, but the immediate one was the masks. So if you guys could let me know. And again, staff, our chiefs, Jack, Brian with the money, I mean, staff is really working hard to shepherd us through this crisis, and I appreciate it very much. Everybody's doing their part. All right? Okay. Trustee Thorstensen?
Can I ask a question on
Yeah.
that? So, I guess I'll call it two questions. So, do we have a driver or trigger point for the masks? Like, Gurnee's not going down in the correct way that the other municipalities are for percent of? And then the second question is, are there other municipalities that we can use as a baseline? Like, I know Skokie went out, and I forget who the second one was.
So right now, it's guidance from the CDC. They recommend anybody out in public to wear a mask. And I think just, and I'm not going out often, but when I go, I do see a number of people with masks on. But you also see people without it. Now, whether they can't afford it, or they don't have the means, or they don't, not taking it serious, I don't know, I don't judge. But it would be making it mandatory if you're shopping here in Gurnee under these conditions. I mean, there'd be some carve-outs for unique situations. But that does put a burden on the stores, puts a burden on people who may not be able to afford a mask, or they don't know about the mask and they come to Gurnee to shop. So we have to work through all those things, and staff's already doing some of that research. And yes, Skokie's done it, Highland Park's done it.
Yeah, there was one or two others. that I
Glenview
saw
and
lately.
Cicero.
Yeah, there's quite a few, and staff keeps track of that. And then every Sunday night, I'm on a call with all the mayors of the Chicagoland region, and so everybody's throwing out ideas and who's done what and different things, and I've been taking notes and stuff, so we'll have some models to follow. So, I mean, we wouldn't reinvent the wheel, but there's still a lot to think through, and Ellen will have to work with the business community and stuff, so. So let me know.
Mayor, is it your intention to put this on the agenda for the next meeting, so you'd like an answer maybe before Wednesday's at?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, just send me a text. I mean, it's just yes, no. And then staff will do the groundwork, and then we'd bring something in. I just don't want to spring it on you guys. There's a lot to think about. Okay, and we also really don't have anything for the committee of the whole meeting. So, and we prefer, we'd prefer to have no meetings. So a motion by trustee Ballmer, second by trustee O'Brien. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, no committee of the whole meeting. All right, we're going to move on to new business. The first item is approval of ordinance 2020-32, authorizing the village president and village clerk to execute an annexation agreement between the village of Gurnee, Terrence Marzek and Anna Marzek as owners, and Pepos 2 LLC as contract purchasers. This was the subject of our public hearing earlier.
Make a motion to approve.
Motion by trustee Balmas, second by trustee Garner. Roll call, please, Donna.
Thorstensen.
Yes.
Ross.
Aye.
Garner. O'Brien.
Aye.
Palmas. Hood.
Abstain.
5 ayes, 1 abstain.
All right, motion carries. Welcome to the village. Oh, he already left. All right. Item number 2 is approval of ordinance 2020-33, amending the annual budget of the Village of Gurnee, County of Lake, State of Illinois for the fiscal year beginning May 1st, 2020, and ending April 30th, 2021.
Sure. You had a memo from our finance director, Brian Gosnell, on this. We've talked about this a couple times at this point. This is probably the first of multiple budget amendments coming forward, and when we approved the budget, we talked about leaving it as is and then tracking the impact of COVID-19 through budget amendments. So this is the first amendment. What this does is reduce expenditures in the general fund of $925,000, so that's eliminating the $675 transfer from general to the capital fund, and then reducing the economic development reserve from $300,000 to $50,000. bumping up the motor fuel tax fund to cover the lack of that transfer, and then also relieve $325,000 of home rule sales tax receipts. So that'll continue to help fund our road program, which is the next item on the agenda. The capital fund, a reduction of $325,000, and then the water and sewer fund, a revenue increase of $400,000 to utilize the IEPA loan for the remaining expenditures for the Knowles Road Tower. So those are the adjustments to date. As we've talked about, the village has implemented its fiscal contingency plan, so we've come up with about $1.8 million of reductions to date. We're continuing to work on that. These are the reductions that need a budget amendment. There's a lot of other things that are going on right now that at this point in time do not require a budget amendment.
All right, and just to add a little color to this, everybody see what happened to oil today? Negative $40. So, yeah, this is not just Gurnee that's being impacted, this is global. Any questions for Pat?
Make a motion to approve.
Motion by trustee Balmas, second by trustee Ross. Roll call, please, Donna.
Thorstenson. Ross.
Aye.
Garner. O'Brien.
Aye.
Thomas.
Aye.
Hood.
Yes.
All ayes.
All right, motion carries. Item number 3, approval of Engineering Division's recommendation to award the 2020 Street Maintenance Resurfacing Program to the low bidder, J.A. Johnson Paving Company, at a cost of $3,130,018.50.
Sure. So of everything that was in the capital fund this year, the one that we're trying to keep most intact is the roadway program. So we continued on with that. As I stated earlier, transferred that $1 million of MFT to the capital fund to help support that. The engineering division opened bids. We received 3 bids, ranging from $3.1 million to $3.37. J.A. Johnson was the low bidder. This year's program, we had about $3.7 million in for reconstruction and resurfacing, 3.65 miles. Some of the major roadways that you'll see, Delaney between Old Granite 41, Clearview Court, Leonard Drive, Crossroad, Deer Run, Northwestern, as well as some other roads and some patching in numerous locations. Every year, we like to talk about the pavement condition index breakdown. This year's program, 4% rated failed, 42% is poor, 43% marginal, and 11% is good. That 11% good, that's Delaney Road, so it has that patch on it from the water main replacement. That's right in where your tires go on the road, so we're looking to repave that as it's heavily traveled, so that 11% good, that's Delaney. Again, open 3 bids. J.A. Johnson was a low bidder, company we've worked with before and had good luck with, so staff is recommending to move forward with them.
Questions for Patrick? Trustee O'Brien?
Just curious, I know last meeting we authorized to fill out the paperwork for the MFT. Was that approved, or is that?
I couldn't hear you, sorry.
The last meeting, we approved extra paperwork for the MFT funds. Does that automatically happen?
It's been submitted to the state. When we called them on the phone and talked to them, they said as long as we got it in, there would be no issues with it. So I don't think we've received the formal approval back yet, but that's in process.
Thank you.
You have a motion to approve? Motion by trustee Garner. Second by trustee Thorstenson. Roll call, please.
Thorstenson.
Yes.
Ross.
Aye.
Garner. O'Brien.
Aye.
Thomas. Hood.
Yes.
All ayes.
Right, motion carries. It's the end of our new business. I'll open the floor for public comment, if anybody would like to address the board. If not, do I have a motion to adjourn? Motion by trustee Balmas, second by trustee Garner. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right.